What's going on? Welcome to my next video on drawing anime poses. And for this video, I decided to do a couple of Goku poses from Dragon Ball. And I chose a kicking pose for this one, and I chose a more of a perspective pose for my next one. And also, if you want to see any other different poses or anime poses that you want me to see and create, let me know in the comments down below. Now for this pose, I chose to start with the head as usual, and I'm working my way down to the rest of the body. So you see that I'm drawing the head, and I'm also creating the neck. And with the neck, I elongated it to make it come all the way down, because it's typically when you're drawing the pose, you kind of make the neck real long, and as you adjust the pose, you're cropping it out. So as you see, we do it right here. Like I'm taking a line, I'm cutting it through, and I'm just doing a lot of cuts in the objects to create the pose or the chest. And right now you see me creating my typical chest area, the arch for the rib cage, and I'm making that center line. That center line is kind of a way for me to figure out where I'm going with the chest and be able to easily place everything else on the figure. And I'm adding in the arch across, adding in the waist. And the second I throw the waist in, I can easily know where to place the legs and position them the way I want where I want them to go. So the circle for the shoulders, the cylinder for the arm. As you see, I'm roughly finding where the big shapes are, and I'm just roughing it out, throwing it in there quickly to get the pose fast. And it's kind of an easy way to jot it down, like you're sketching it quickly, you're throwing it in there, and then you need to finalize it at the end. So I found the leg, I'm putting the leg in. You see me do right now, like I'm drawing rapid lines. I think I drew like 2 or 3 lines to figure out where and how far I want the leg to go up without me really having to erase it. I just kind of just trying to figure it out, and then get to where my set line is and go from there. I'm adding in the other part of the leg, kind of rough it in there, getting the lines in real quick strokes until it leads into the foot. And creating the other circle for the shoulder on the other side, even though the shoulder is kind of cut off a little bit, so I'm just jotting it in there. Not really trying to make it as accurate to the picture. You're throwing it in there just to get a general idea of where to place the shoulder when you draw it in the final picture. Create the hand. As you see with the hand, I'm just putting in a simple square just for me to know where the hand is. And sometimes I'll make the hand or the square shape the size of how big the hand will be, just to keep the hand from being too small, or I can just put the box in just to be a placement for where the hand would be. Making a circle for the knee, other part of the leg. Lines real quick. And the pencil that I'm using is a 4B lead. I know a lot of you have been asking me what lead have I been using, and 4B lead is typically what I like to use, only because you can go real light and real dark. The pencil that I normally use for it is the Pentel mechanical pencil. The pencil I have now, I think this is also a Pentel, but a different model. I think I lost my other one, so I'm using this one. This is kind of my replacement, even though I like this one also. But I kind of go back and forth in between both of them. So I'm just finishing it off, working in the hand. As you see me, when I do that, whenever I do hands, I always work with the shapes for the fingers. Each finger is like three cylinders for each finger, so I kind of just treating it as they're all cylinders also, all the way until I work my way to the palm. Adding in, putting the hand in real quick. The palm of the hand, the little wrinkles. Getting into the thumb. And the more, I mean, it takes practice. The more you draw hands, the easier it gets. If you're drawing a pose and the hand is doing a weird thing in the pose, just draw the hand out also. It doesn't have to be perfect. You want to draw everything, the head, the hands. Even though I'm not putting in the face or detailing everything else in the body, the hands I try to at least detail to a certain extent, just to get a little practice in with the hands also, because I know a lot of artists don't like to draw hands, but I like to always throw them in there when I can, especially when they're not in their basic fist form. Working on the fingers, the palm. I'm just making the lines darker. I can see them a little better. And right now I'm just erasing all the outlines, as you can see through the shapes, just to solidify a little bit more. Now for this one, I chose more of a foreshortened perspective pose. And for this, I chose to start with the head. And in this pose, you can see his fist is larger. So I typically like to start with the smaller things first and work my way up to the bigger object, or the one that's more in the camera. Because when you're working or doing foreshortened perspective type of poses, like a pose like this, the fist is the focal point in the camera, and you want to work your way to that, or from that, depending on how you're drawing the pose. So right now I'm starting with the head, getting the basic shapes for that, and also the chest and the legs and everything. So I'm working in making a circle. And there's multiple ways to approach this. I mean, I can also approach it the way you've seen me before, create these when I'm doing in like the box forms. And that's also another way to do it, which I could have done with this, but I chose to use the circles for it. So I'm doing kind of a half circle for the waist. And I'm adding in a cylinder for the leg. And the leg is kind of, your eye can't really see but so far, so it's kind of foreshortened down. So it's almost like you're kind of figuring out where to place them when your eye can't see where it is. So the further up the camera goes, the more you can't see what's below. So I'm adding in the hand or the arm, like a basic shape for the placement of the hand or the fist. Making the shoulder, getting in the circle, and you'll see me do a lot. It's a lot of overlapping, especially when you're foreshortening, as you see me do in previous videos. It's just a lot of overlapping. So we're overlapping the circle, and we're overlapping the cylinder in the circle. Then I'm overlapping the next shape, the forearm, going into the fist. You can see when creating the shapes, because I've been doing them a lot, this was done in almost next to no time. And this video isn't even sped up. I just figure out where the shapes was and just start drawing them. Not focus on detail, just jotting down and getting the shapes in. Working the fist. Trying to get the fingers in. And now with the fingers, I'm drawing them in similar to the hand model that I have. And if you've seen my live stream, I think I've shown the hand model that I like to use when I'm drawing fingers. And you'll see me structure the fist out similar to the hand model, where I'm placing in the cylinder for the fingers, and you'll see me draw circles for the knuckles. So I'm placing in each finger. I'm making a circle for the knuckle, other knuckle. And if you haven't seen it, the hand in this picture is because the circles for the knuckles is basically the model that I have. It has, because of the joints on the model, there's like circles for, I think, each section of the hand. But I only draw the circles for the knuckles. So making the palm. Darkening some areas. That's one of the reasons why I like this pencil, or the lead, because I can go light, and then when I decide to go dark, I can easily just press down harder and it will go darker over it without me having to erase the lines and make it lighter. And then after that, when I start to erase it light to add in the details, if I was to draw, go get in detail, I would just the lead can erase real lightly without smearing. I know depending on what lead you have, certain leads can't erase as good, but I like the 4B erases, pretty good for me. Right now I'm just darkening everything up. Sharpening in some lines. And if you want to see more videos like this, hit the like button, leave a comment, and take care.